Good evening, Entropians. Julian McBain here, and tonight, as you can see, we are on Arkadia, or you can probably see that better now, and we're going to be doing just a 10-ped low-level hunt. We're going to be hunting the, turn myself around here. I kind of look at them like aardvarks. They got the weird nose thing going on. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, which is stupid because I've been swunting them all freaking week. Ever since Mayhem ended, I went back to swunting. I'm doing pretty good. I'm up to 5,500. I need 10,000 to start the Arkadia quest chain. I'm kind of going to cry when I have to turn all that sweat in. Oh god, it's terrible. But what we've got planned today, we're going to do a 10-ped hunt. I am going to use the... Oops, that's not the right. The Herman Law TT, which is, of course, the Arcadian TT rifle. It's identical in function to the Soulmate Anixio. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, everyone. So it shouldn't have too much of a difference in performance. I do want to track because I'm much lower level on my rifle skills than I am on my sword skills. I want to track what we get for skill gain. So we are going to take a quick look at what my skills are at right now. I'm at 42. Google Sheets is not being nice to me. 42597 for total skills, and we're going to find out what we end up on after this 10-ped hunt. So without further delay, let's go hunting. I'm looking at, one of the things I've been looking at in the last couple of days is trying to figure out their noosels. There we go. And their puny. What can I do that might be a little different? Oh wow, these actually do quite a bit of damage. How the hell did he hit me from back there? But anyway, what I've been looking at is just little ways to change things up. You know, keep things fresh. Because I'm not necessarily the greatest orator in the world. So, of course, I'm doing the skill counts. I'm doing the... I'm going to change it up some. I did the space. I might do more space. I actually really enjoyed making that video. That was a lot of fun, just going out and fighting those cosmic horrors. It's high stakes. But then again, so is doing just about anything on Arkadia, so what's the real difference? At some point, I do want to go back to Cyrene, but I also need to, explore Toulon, check out more Monria, even Next Isle, which I understand is not necessarily as... Let's go first person here. As fleshed out as the other planets. Oh, what is my current laser sniper? Laser sniper, there it is. Currently level... Oh, I'm level 6. That's better than I thought I was. And I started at 640.58 in rifle, and that's really what I'm aiming for. Well, that and laser weapon technology, which affects both of my... That's over 1,000? I didn't realize it would... I wonder how fast being in space leveled that up. Because I had no clue that it was that high. But just doing this particular hunt, as you can see, I don't think I've taken one hit the whole time. And of course, as a Korea Timber. Okay, I'll take it. As someone who does a lot of close combat, I'm used to taking a lot of damage, which of course is not necessarily eco, but it does help you build those skills up. And to me, at this point in my Entropia life, the skills are the more important matter. Mostly because in the end game side of things, it'll make me more efficient. The big ones I've been seriously working on are my hit points and my evade, which I think I'm doing pretty well at. Ooh, 11 peck. I know. I'm like, ooh, it's 11 peck. Well, you know what? We're kind of playing at the low end of the totem pole here, and I'm not picking on people who play at this end all the time. That's why I'm making videos like this. One, to remind players who do depot a lot, like myself, you know, there are players who do this as super eco as possible, and that's the way that they play, and that's okay. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with playing super eco. There's nothing wrong with playing low level. No, you're not going to get necessarily the huge loots, but you're also not spending. So even on a bad hunt, you're only losing like 4 or 5 pet as opposed to 40 pet. You know? That can make a huge difference in the wallet at the end of the day. And as I'm showing, you know, I've been working, well, Halloween Mayhem kind of screwed it up, but like I've been working on this all week, and I think I've increased by 1,000 bottles. And to be fair, I'm grinding it the hard way. But, you know, being a non-depot, you know, Serial Overdrive, hats off to that man, you know. He has never deposited a penny in his life. Which means he spent his early years doing the hard grind. I couldn't imagine the shit he put up with. He doesn't have to now. But I couldn't. I wanted to try, and wouldn't you know, I ended up being a depot player. And you know what? That's okay. I have my budget. I keep it within that limit. Just like a lot of players do. Wow, the detail on this gun is so good. What the fuck was that? Slight delay, and suddenly I'm shooting 4 times. I hope that didn't use 4 ammo. Anyway. No, hats off to those who don't depot. I do believe that depoting is important. It's how Mindark makes their money, it's how the Planet Partners make their money, and it's those funds that do things like keep the servers on. Keep the server rooms cool. Keep the developers, you know, feed the developers and put roofs over their families' heads. Which is why I'm a depositor. Eventually, I hope to make a profit off Entropia. But in the meantime, I'm going to support the game, I'm going to support the platform. I'm going to support those who actually put their, you know, their heart and soul into this. But for those who can't, those who are the non-depot, they do have a very important role in Entropia universe, not the least of which is they fill the niche that shows that Entropia universe is possible to be played free to play, right? And yeah, it's going to be the hard grind. So what? If you're going to do it that way, it's going to be the hard grind, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just remember that sometimes that's the way it's going to be. Come on. I've got a rifle. Why am I getting that close? Shit. There we go. I'm wondering if... Now, I'm maxed out on this. I'm doing okay. I'm starting to wonder if I should have either grabbed a pistol, because I sold my Anixio and I picked up this just so I would be hunting with the Arkadia weapons, which, by the way, the sounds are interesting. Definitely don't match anything from Calypso, that's for sure. Oh, there you are. Did I use up ammo doing that? I don't think so. Oh, there's a second one. That's cute. Come on. But anyway, you know, we all have our niches to fill. We're all important to Entropia universe. And obviously, Mindark doesn't mind if we play to not depot, because they put a system in place to play non-depot. And it was probably a gamble on their part, and that's cool. They played it right. You know, there is a way to do this without depositing, but will you want to? And for some people, it worked out really well. And for others, like me, they just don't have the patience. I mean, if I was in a situation where I couldn't depot, I could absolutely, you know, spend my days swunting and deal with the grind and make it work. I wouldn't make a whole lot of money, but I could definitely make it work. But since I can depot, I do. And I keep myself to a strict budget so I don't overspend. And like this month I put a lot more into Mayhem than I expected. That happens, right? Nothing wrong with that. So I have altered the way I'm doing things so that my budget is maintained. And now that we're coming close to the end of the month, like, this will be coming out tomorrow, because today's the 20th, tomorrow's the 21st, Thanksgiving is Thursday, for those of you in America. So, this will be coming out tomorrow. I'll probably do another video for Sunday sometime today, or not today, but tomorrow or Friday. I do have family coming over that could make recording kind of interesting. Because, you know, who doesn't have family coming over this weekend? Or going to family? But, because of that, I'm coming up to the last week of the month, so I can use up what's left of my budget. And I still have. Like, I only brought 10 ped worth of ammo on me this time, just to restrict myself to that budgeted amount. Especially since I didn't know how fast I'd go through ammo here. And I didn't want to overdo the video. I mean, let's face it. How often do you guys see me pull out a rifle? Like, to actually hunt using a rifle. Exactly. So, I wasn't sure what to expect here. Although I might be worthy of an AR-10 at this point. I might have to take a look into that. There's a couple of BLP rifles I like too. I might be able to use those for a bit. The real reason I'm doing this is just to kind of work on my laser skills just a tad. So when I go out into space again, because I think space is going to become a thing. I think I might spend more time in space. I really enjoyed that hunt up in Gordon's Belt, and it's not just because I got the global. It's different. You know? And being someone who has been a pilot, I was never a commercial pilot, I was never a fighter pilot, but I've flown Cessnas, I've flown Robinson helicopters. Just that sense of being behind the stick again, even though it's digital, even though it's, you know, pretend. It's just one of those things that once you've experienced it for real, there is something that just kind of calls to you about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like one time I had the opportunity back when I was in high school. I was in ROTC, right? So we go to Fort Drum, and the artillery crews give us the opportunity to pull the chain. One cadet was allowed to pull the trigger, and the cadet in charge, the CO, offered that opportunity to me, and I took it. And just as a 16-year-old, right? A 16-year-old. Hearing after the round went off, and this is a 155 millimeter cannon. They're huge, and this was one of the M209s, M109s, the Paladins. There's just these big self-propelled artillery pieces. Okay. These suckers were huge. They shook the earth when they went off. I got a freaking house fire. I thought I killed all of you. You know, congratulations, you just sent a 72-pound round 12 miles. It's that kind of a feeling. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but it's just like the thrill of being behind the stick and actually flying an aircraft. It's on the same level, and so being able to kind of capture a bit of that nostalgia again. I think that's why I liked doing the video in space. So I think we might do more of those. If you want more of those, drop a comment down below. Let me know. I need some feedback here. What the fuck are you doing? I'm using a rifle, not a sword. Come on. My poor avatar is so used to having to be toe-to-toe with opponents, he doesn't know how to do it anymore. Oh, and I don't know that I showed everyone. I am in the Turellian armor. For these guys, I didn't want to burn the amount of decay I would on my ghost. And at this point, I'm pretty sure I could have just been in a frickin' jumpsuit and been fine. Because these guys don't do a huge amount of damage to begin with. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't take Rover out. Where's my dog? Summon my dog. There we go. And I don't know if having him out actually affects the loot tables or not, because we're technically gaining more skills. Slowly, but they're there. But I don't know. I know that pets can eventually increase like skill gain. I don't know if this specific pet can do it, but he is grinding out my pet abilities. So in the event that the Rover can't, when I do find a pet that can, they'll level up that much more quickly. Like I know that there is a certain leprechaun that does increase skill gain. But he has to be freaking level 7 on Calypso before you can bring him anywhere else. Or you can bring the statue with you, but you can't actually summon the pet, which is just stupid. But I'm sure that's, you know, another way to get people to play on Calypso, which, to be fair to Mindark, they have done a great job doing that. They brought all of these planet partners, they offered all this opportunity for those planet partners to offer incentive to be on their planet. And then Calypso did exactly what those planet partners, for the most part, should have, and offered incentive to stay on Calypso. And out of all of the planet partners, I think the one that succeeded the most... No, I know for a fact the one that succeeded the most is Arkadia. Entropia has done really well, although part of me wonders if part of that's kind of Never Die's personality. You know, because it's Never Die. People love Never Die. Right? So, I don't know if that's part of his personality, or the fact that, you know, he does keep it up. I know he's actively, or at least I'm pretty sure he's actively involved in the management of his planet. Did I wipe all these guys out? I don't even know I could wipe all these guys out. Holy shit. So I think, when it comes to planet partners, I think that for the most part, the opportunity of planet partners has been squandered. And I'm not trying to really bury planet partners over this, but let's be realistic here, right? You're given a platform. You're given a well-established platform with a player base. And all you have to do is come up with some sort of unique selling point based on the platform and attract players. And in a lot of cases, you don't even have to attract that many new players. I mean, Mindark definitely wants you to, but there's already 1 million plus people here. So, Arkadia has, in a lot of ways, they've added bits and bobs, and they added the moon, which is a recent development. And Arcadia's claim to fame was that it's high stakes, right? You come here, the idea is that when you hunt, it's going to be higher stakes than Calypso. When you mine, it's going to be high stakes, or at least higher than Calypso, and the moon is much higher than either of them, from what I understand. They added all kinds of new storyline content, at least that's the impression I've been given, which is why I'm doing all the flippin' sweating out here just to see what that storyline is. Because if I'm going to do it, I want to see it from, like, square one. You're an ooh, we got a whole pet out of that, that's nice. We just walked off the ship. What are we doing here? Right? Because that's important. That's important to new players. we need people to get into this game, and knowing what the options are for new players is important. So, you know, that's why I'm doing all of the slinting I'm doing. That's why I'm doing some of these low-level hunts in addition to, like, going out into space and burning all kinds of ped. Well, actually, I did pretty well in space. That global was nice. But, you know, showing off the features of Entropia universe. Come on. That's why I do the videos that I do. So if you're ever wondering, you know, I flip-flop. I do some really high-intensity hunting, and then I swap around and I pick up a El Cheapo Deluxe rifle and I burn 10 pet. And I'd be lying if part of it's because occasionally I would cop out from time to time. I am the type of person where it's like, okay guys, I'm sorry, but I am so flippin' tired. I gotta put out a video. I am dedicated. If nothing else, I dedicated myself to putting out 2 videos of this game a week for a year. Right? I wanted to put out consistent content for a year. And then I really dove in the deep end. I'm doing the We Happy Few videos. So now I'm putting out between 2 and 4 hours of content a week. But because of that, sometimes, like today, you know, I had it's the 3rd week of the month, so Freemasons yesterday, Guard today, Freemasons tomorrow, Thanksgiving's on Thursday. And then not only do I have an old friend coming to see me on Friday, I also have family coming down. So it's going to be a balls to the wall week. So I apologize if this isn't the type of thing that's entertaining you. If you're a newer player, I'm really hoping that you are absorbing everything I'm doing here. Yes, I'm of a higher skill level. I'm not getting hit a whole lot. I am wearing a little bit of armor. So please take some of this with a grain of salt, but really the idea is what kind of skills can you gain at level, right? Come on. Boy. Because that's the important thing. And I think my next video might be hunting these guys again, but this time I'll be doing skill gains with the Laconian sword, because I'm a much higher level of longsword than I am of rifle. And I've been meaning to grind this out just so I can use a better weapon to pull. Because it's disheartening when you're going after a level 12, a level 13, and you hit them with Buchensphere rifle or the Solomate Anixio, or even this rifle, and it does 3 to 7 damage, and their health bar doesn't move. And you're going, oh fuck, why am I wasting my ammo? Mark. You know, I do like the fact that we have this beagle following us around, and I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a beagle. I know it's random. I love dogs. I do. In fact, I'm kind of blessed with my current job. Believe it or not, there is a part of my job, I do marketing as part of my job. And the boss owns 2 Cocker Spaniels. And the younger of the 2 Cocker Spaniels has become our mascot. And people love it, and I love working with the dog. Just super friendly, soft. Really soft animal. But, and I love dogs to begin with. So I get to make memes of a Cocker Spaniel. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's not all of my job. It's actually a very small part of my job, but that's the whimsical fun part of my otherwise office-drone life. Ooh, socket 1 component. Oh wow, we made like almost 3 ped there. I'm sure you're all like, we don't care about your mundane life, you idiot. Yeah, I know. I still can't get over the sound effects for this rifle. Like, I was expecting it to sound just like either the Solomate Onyxio or the AR-15, the AR series, or the AR series laser rifles and laser carbines. And it's like, pew, pew, pew. It kind of reminds me of the sound, what game was it where the Nintendo light gun, they called it the blaster, but it was a light gun. Which, for those of you who don't know the way a light gun works, so a light gun doesn't actually shoot anything. It receives. And when you pull the trigger, it flashes a white light on the screen, and where there is a viable target, it has a little black box. And I don't know, it's only a couple pixels wide, right? Which is why no one could shoot the fucking ducks in Duck Hunt. Okay? You want to know why you couldn't shoot the fucking ducks in Duck Hunt? Because the box is only a couple pixels frickin' wide. And so, it would record where in relation to the receiver that black box was. And if it was in the right spot, it would trigger a hit. And if it wasn't, well, the ducks flew away and the dog laughed at you. Hey, wait a minute. But that's, I can't remember what game it was. In the Duck Hunt, of course, it sounded like a pistol, kind of. As close as you could get in 8-bit. I'm not going to fault Nintendo for not being able to put out what they can today. Because back in the 1980s, we didn't have the technology to put out this kind of sound. And my gray hair is showing now. Although, to be fair, from what I can tell, the average age of an EU player is much older than a lot of other games. And I'm down for that, because that's probably why the game is so chill. And I'm not trying to alienate my younger viewers. Please, don't think that. But I do enjoy the fact that for us folks who kind of pioneered the whole gaming generation, right? We were the first real gamers out there. It's nice to see that a lot of us still enjoy the genre. We still enjoy the idea that gaming as a form of art and as a form of entertainment has come a long way. And we can appreciate our roots without having to insist that we go back to them. There. Kind of got philosophical there for a second. Sorry about that. Oh, that one must have been on delay. I'm like, did I auto-loot something? How the fuck did that happen? How are we doing for ammo? 129. Oh, we're down to about 2.1 pet. And here comes the skill boost. 16% for 5 minutes. I can dig it. In fact, considering the amount of ammo, I'm willing to bet that 5 minutes probably takes us to the end. Actually doing pretty good. It's been so long since I've done a low-level hunt, I didn't even know how long 10 pet would take. And since I was dumb and did not record when I started, I have no clue how long we've been doing this. We're still taking some modest damage when we do get hit. Obviously, the Tyrellian armor is more than enough to put up with these new souls. It's not quite as good against like the Berry Clad and Cali. And as you all know, I have spent countless hours hunting Berry Clad. I've been doing their iron mission. But damn, I'm getting good at this. Look, you've got enough energy. I don't have any Nutrio bars on me. I'm sorry, Rover. Next time I go back to Cal, I need to rename this dog. It needs a real name. Rover just seems kind of awful. I feel terrible for it. Shoot the thing. If you've got any appropriate suggestions for a name for my rover, please drop a comment down below. I would love to know. I would love to have ideas. If it's only happened once, but I have had at least one viewer that uses the Cyrillic alphabet. If your language uses the Cyrillic alphabet, I appreciate the fact that you're watching. I am more than happy to make every attempt I can to figure out what you're saying. Truth be told, my ability to understand Slavic languages like Russian, Ukrainian, I believe they're classified as Slavic, needs a lot of work. I mean, let's face it, I speak English and I can speak neither Spanish nor German. Just the way it is. But if you would kindly put it into a Roman characters, it would be appreciated. Actually, you know what? You don't even need to, because I use Google Translate. I finally gave up on trying to I'm working on it. But since I don't understand the languages anyway, I've got to translate them to begin with. So just disregard this. My first thought was put it in Roman characters, so at least I can make an attempt to figure out how things are pronounced. Because that's one thing I feel really bad about. I don't even know how the words are pronounced because I don't know. There we go. What a lot of the characters are supposed to sound like. Like, I know what the "duh" sound comes from. You know, the Roman D in Cyrillic, and the Cyrillic K. No, so I can appreciate the alphabet. I don't know how to pronounce things, and I hate looking at something and not knowing how it's pronounced. Because it feels like I am at that point I feel, one, uncultured. And two, I feel like I'm murdering a language which is usually rich and has a long history. Excluding Esperanto. Esperanto is rich, it just doesn't have a very long history because it's an artificial language, kind of like Tolkien's Elvish languages. No, and I'm really hoping that if I do have a significant audience from Eastern Europe, that you understand that I do have the greatest appreciation for your languages and your culture. I'm not able to read Cyrillic, and I'm sorry. Hopefully I didn't alienate like half of the world with that whole spiel in the beginning part, because I was much clearer after that. You know, this is what happens when you don't eat until 2100, and before you eat, you start drinking alcohol. Okay, so I think to quote Uncle Jack from We Happy Few, we've come to the end of our time. So I'm not going to go any lower than this on ammo. We're going to count up, and then we're going to find out. Bitch. Thank you. We're down to 2 fuel. Ooh, I need to get some oil. Shit. I know I was low. I didn't realize I was that low. I think my gas light would be on if I was in my car. Okay, so I guess I'm going to the auction house next. Now, to be fair, this Sleipnir is put... I don't think I've filled the Sleipnir twice all year. Maybe. And usually I mine up my own oil. This time I won't, just for the sake of efficiency, but I think next time I go to Cali, maybe I'll do a mining video. It's been a long time since I've done mining. It's been a long time since I've done mining, and I actually really enjoy it. Maybe I'll do a mining video at some point soon, because I do enjoy mining. Come on, thank you. I don't want to get run over by my own ship. Okay, so this was a 10-pet hunt. Let's go to our trade terminal. And we are going to do a count. Oh, whoops, let's move that out of the way. I know it's not really going to affect it, but 11.72. So we have made a profit, of which 7 of it is definitely scrap. So 4.53 is bankable. But we did make a profit, and that's very important. And then of the 7.19 PED, that actually converts to 7.26. So we made about 1 PED 80. Now let's go to the repair terminal and see what this cost us. Didn't cost us a whole lot, actually. Oh, no, we did take a loss. 3.15 in armor damage. Oh, crap, I didn't repair this armor. Oh, so I don't know if it was damaged before. We didn't take a whole lot of damage. I'm willing to bet we only took a couple peck worth of damage to this. So now that I feel like a moron, as well I should, because I could have been out there in my jumpsuit and been fine. Oh, God, what an idiot. What an idiot I am. That's okay. Lessons learned, right, folks? Oh, sorry, guys. I'm getting a phone call. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. Have a wonderful night.